right.
Looking misfits.
You're what?
Yes.
You always leave your things. Alright, so the grades on the test ranged from 30 to 105. Really 106, but I don't know what I'm going to do with Chloe's extra point. The naming, I couldn't even say like where most of the points were missed. It was all over the place. So just look at what you did and figure it out. If you want to retake it, you guys can always retake any test anytime. You just have to give me some advance notice so I can make you a new test. Multiple choice were worth 4 points each. All the naming was worth 2 points, and then the math was worth 5 points. And so you can kind of figure out how your grade shakes out. On number 17, the one that had the bonus built into it, a lot of you attempted it, a lot of you didn't. I drew some of you drew interesting pictures.
I drew one.
Gracie?
Naphthalene.
Gracie, what did you draw?
She drew naphthalene.
Literally nap and then like
The lean.
Wait, I can't see. Josh,
Making a nap.
Oh, me too.
Oh, the double essay by Clover. Yeah.
I don't think it can see.
You said one
Okay.
now.
All right, so that one worked out to give you 1.25 carbons and 1 hydrogen. And so a lot of you didn't know what to do with that, but if you did or did not, if you didn't figure out to multiply it by 4, I only took off 1 point. If you got all the way there, except for then just left it 1 and 1, I only took off 1 point. And then to find the molecular formula, that bonus, how did you, don't think you had the bonus before you had the problem? How'd that even work? I don't even know what you did.
Well, here's what I did in my mind. I figured, because I didn't know how to work all that out, so I just figured out what fraction I needed to get the thing, and I just got 1/16. I knew that was the fraction I needed, so then I went higher before lower.
Okay, so I had 2 other people out of the whole group of students that did that worked the bonus first, and I couldn't even figure out how to do that, but then I think I found a way, like, using the percent to figure out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then just trying and adding up to make sure it's right.
Yep.
Okay, well that worked out for you, I guess. But if you take that empirical formula and add it up,
I think it's getting messed up with the glasses in front of it, because it looks like it's looking for you and it can't find you.
okay, maybe we'll try it out and see what happens. We have to give it back tomorrow. So.
Does it feel like every time you breathe?
I think everywhere I move, it'll just go. It's apparently its own loan from the swivel company. They just loaned it out to see if we wanted to buy it.
Okay.
I want to buy it.
Mr. Rodman told me we had it when I told him I was videotaping my class.
But only have a day longer.
Yeah, but then today at lunch I was like, hey, I found a cord, because he lost the power cord, and I found a cord that'll work for it yesterday. Got it charged, and but yeah, I didn't know. He was like, oh, by the way, like, we can't keep that. We have to send it back. Unless the school wants to buy it.
We want to buy it.
It's $4.
We want to buy it.
Is it worth it for that?
We
When
want
it
to buy
does?
it.
Wait, 400?
Yeah.
No.
It's not even a camera. It just you just put your own recording device,
That's
and
not
then
worth
it just
$400.
No, I don't think so either. But it has, the software is pretty cool though. It uploads your video to the cloud as soon as you stop recording, and then you can edit it and do different things with it.
So,
Okay.
Turn it into.
I mean, it's not worth $400 of my dollars. I didn't know if it might be worth $400 of the school. More things for the lab.
yeah, buy a laptop.
I thought you said morphine, and I was like,
We need a drink.
Yeah, Fernando has some good time machines.
Okay, so the percent. Y'all have any questions about this?
I have a question about, like, number 3 for the last one. What is the mass in grams of 0.2 moles?
All right, so you have 0.25 moles of sodium hydroxide in part B, right above that. You had to add up the molar mass of sodium hydroxide, which is 40. So your 0.25 moles multiplied by 40 grams per mole will give you 10 grams.
That makes so much sense. I read way too much. Yeah, I read way
Okay, because it's just like, it's almost the same thing that we do for empirical
And you
formula.
said like
And we're about to
one
jump.
quart of already like
But 0.25 moles.
I don't know, I just didn't.
That threw you off. Okay. Anything else? Alright, so in your lab notebooks, what are you need to have a bulleted procedure that you can follow. You need to have something that you can follow. And this procedure is kind of tedious. Determining the empirical formula of magnesium oxide. Did you not prepare your lab notebook? Hey, y'all, it was on the board for you to do after the test yesterday.
Oh, I was taking the test until after school yesterday.
And then
I left.
you had ample time today during third block right here.
How do you know? There's no way you could know that.
Alright, so you are definitely going to need to be partnered with somebody that has it a little bit more spelled
I
out.
choose Josh. What page? But I know you have.
Alright, so at a minimum, you need to know what are some of the safety considerations for the lab today. What are they? What's the thing? What's one of them? You had it.
Well, it's hot, right? So
Yeah, already in each class I've had one person touch the hot crucible. And I told them, and I'm going to tell you guys the same thing. A hot crucible looks exactly the same as a cold crucible.
don't touch it.
After you have removed it from the flame and set it on the table to cool, don't touch it. It stays hot for a long time. It really takes like 10 minutes for it to cool off. It takes a long time for it to cool all the way down to room temperature.
I thought for sure it's just a little pop.
Are we still videotaping?
Why is it over here?
I have no idea.
Did you move it, Caitlin?
No.
Did this one die?
No, it loves me. I'm
Come
its new
find me.
master.
It's only pointing at you. Come back.
No, I don't know.
Click something.
One of the arrows.
I did.
I
You can't even override it.
It's attracted to woke people.
Please come back.
They're just gonna have a video of Zach.
It returns. Look, it's gonna leave.
There you
It's
go.
going back around. I found it. Alright, what's another safety consideration? Okay, this one says you can't look directly at the burning magnesium. That's the only reason we use the lids for the crucibles. But the main thing is the heat and the Bunsen burner and not letting any of your clothes or your hair dangle near the flame. And so we'll be real attentive to that. Careful while we're lighting the burners and careful while we're putting the magnesium in. Unless these crucibles are fragile and they break when you drop them. And we broke 2 of them already today. So you guys be better and don't break anything. So when we get in there, I'll show you how to use your tongs. It did not help the other class. But carefully and calmly pick it up. When you pick up the crucible, it's like a little bowl, a little porcelain bowl, just like in the picture. You're going to pick it up with the tongs, like right here on the edge. Pick it up on the side. Don't try to put the tongs around the whole entire thing and then balance it in there. It's just not, it's precarious and it'll fall. And you'll spill all of your product and have to start over on the lab. So that doesn't work. So you remember when we burned the piece of magnesium and it burns bright white and you're not supposed to look at it? When you do it in the crucible, it's reacting with the oxygen that's in the air and it forms magnesium oxide. And so we're going to, by the end of the lab, you're going to have grams of magnesium that you started with. And then when your product cools, you'll have grams of magnesium oxide. And so we'll calculate how much oxygen it gained out of the air. And we'll take both of those grams, just like how you found the empirical formula for your test. We'll take both of those grams, change them into moles, divide both of them by whichever one is smaller, and see what the mole ratio is. There are a lot of sources of error. So when we do this for real, if we spill a little bit, if you tip it over, or if you don't, if we don't polish the magnesium, it says you have to, what do you have to polish it with, and why do we do that?
Steel wool.
We polish it with steel wool. Why do you think that is? Does it say?
Does it have something to do with electrons?
Well, we just need a clean reactive surface, right? It gets dull and oxidized, a little bit tarnished over time, and so we need it clean so it can react. So if it's not well polished, it takes forever to burn, and you'll be sitting in there waiting on it for ages. You have to do a lot of heating, right? What's the first thing you heat? Y'all made your checklist?
The crucible.
So you're going to heat just your crucible empty first, let it cool, then put your magnesium in it, get the mass of the cooled off magnesium and crucible, let that cool. Yeah. You're going to heat that until it reacts, and then take that off and let it cool. Well, then what do? We add something to it. You add water to it, just say just a few drops, and then heat it again and let it cool, and then heat it again and let it cool. And so most of what we're doing is waiting on it to cool. Alright. Clay triangle. I didn't bring one back in here. Clay triangle, and then you'll need a clay triangle, ring stand, a crucible. Let's do it without the lids. I think maybe we can get it to heat faster. Just don't stare directly into it while it's burning. Your steel wool, and you guys we can group ourselves up into small groups. You are a small enough class to where four or less. Four needs to be max. And don't touch the hot pins. Let's go ahead and move our stuff over there. Can you just bring it with you, Zach? Finish writing it.
Burn the witches.
Okay, before we play with the sparkers or anything else, you need to collect all the materials that you need from your group. You need everything that's in the picture, everything that you listed in your procedure. Y'all may need to go get a book if you don't know.
I do know.
Clay triangle.
Sparkers and then
We have some books.
Okay. Enough to like scrub your any book.
no, we don't have a lot.
Here. Yeah, we really don't need the rulers. Here, get a clay triangle. I'll bring you your piece of magnesium ribbon. Set up your data table. You're gonna have to get one that's in need of cleaning. There's two over there by Tessa group. Come get some steel wool if you need some. Throw it away? Yeah, yeah.
This person did not.
Well, everything was still hot.
Can I look at the fire?
You'll need a small beaker of water and a pipette. Here's your tank. $2.85 maybe? $2.58.
How do we clean out the bowl?
So you really just need to rinse and wipe it out, and then we'll heat it to make sure it's nice and dry.
Hey, what, yeah.
Right here, with the sparkers.
Rinse and wipe it out.
Okay, wait, where's the stand?
Oh, you've got one right for Caitlin. So make sure that your lab setup looks just like the one in the book. You should have a ring stand with a ring and a clay triangle, crucible. I've got your 15 centimeters of magnesium. And you need to polish it.
Where's the?
You're You're gonna dry it over the fire. You can wipe it out. You can wipe it out with paper towels if you want to, but you're also going to dry it over the fire.
Yes, same color.
So this is a flint sparker. This is what we can use instead of a lighter. That's cool. Spark. Some of them have worked. I replaced some of the flints today, but some of them still need cool. Look, that's another new.
Like, I need to take that, like, if I ever get, like, stuck on an island.
Yeah, I'm out fun when it works. So we do have some lighters in here. Oh, it's not going to come. They've had magnesium burned in them for years, so they're not going to come.
The magnesium. Where you at?
Here's your magnesium. And scrub it out of it. Anything you want anything loose to come out. Yeah.
This was good. I don't want it.
Did every group get a piece of magnesium ribbon?
Did
Did I give y'all one?
Yes.
Go ahead and put it on the textbook. Alright, before we start working, put your safety glasses on. Okay.
We clean them.
Oh, good. And does anyone need steel wool? Polish it. Wait. You need to know what your procedure is. No, you only need a couple of drops of water. So find one that's not being used. Well, I need to use that one to try to measure their spilled product from second block. See if there's nothing. You can use one of the big ones.
Oh, like that.
We don't need a lid. Clean now, dry. What are you supposed to record the mass of? Alright, so I just turned on the power to your station, so all your balances should be working. Whenever you're ready, you'll mind it. But read the mass of your. Oh, but first you're going to heat it for a minute. So, look like this. Practice picking up your crucible. I mean, you're going to pick it up like this. Alright, y'all, you're going to pick it up like this. Don't try to pick it up like this. Good. It will break. Yeah. That's great. That's what it says.
Do you want to say like right now?
Yeah, follow your procedures. Start. Oh, that's a good question. So we were able to break them into little pieces just by like bend it back and forth once and it snaps off. Oh, we're not comfortable lighting our Bunsen burner. Okay, let's do it. Good. Time for you to learn. So, just like when we learned last time, we'll turn the gas on first.
It's like this, literally, like, it's like,
And
like
then
you're at.
light your lighter from the side or the start, and then bring it up close.
Also,
Oh, you also know that she already has it. your crucible with your mayonnaise. But you don't need to use, we're not going to use the lids, so we don't need to measure the mass of the lid.
It's going like 0.00 grams.
Then you obviously didn't zero it before you put it on there. There you go. There you go. So zero it first on the scale. Ooh, make sure your Bunsen burner is stable. Okay, you ready? Can you hear it again? I can't hear it because it's going all the way. That's straight out in line with the hose. Here.
Where's the measurement?
With the,
Another thing that measures the mass at all.
there's only four in the room, so you need to make your Bunsen burner more stable.
Crucible for 5 minutes. No, it just says, heat crucible on the
Yeah,
top.
we're just not, ignore everything. You don't have any spark.
Josh, I'm a professional at lighting things.
It says, heat crucible in like for 5 minutes, equal to room temperature and measure combined mass.
But then you should already have a
Measuring the crucible and metal. It says crucible and metal and label.
Polish it a lot. The more you polish it, the faster it will get.
Can I polish it?
Polish it.
Still my purple medium too. Don't laugh black and purple letters.
I don't think I've ever sold anything like yeah, walked out with one except I don't find it silly. Oh no, I bought it. But I'm saying it's unintentional feeling.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
Oh wait, so we have to cool it and then measure the combined.
Alright, you'll be like working towards the thing.
Well, he's polishing.
Okay, but did you already get the mass of your crucible?
No, but like, just stand with that.
You need to know it's on. Look, if this stack table isn't in your lab notebook, it needs to be.
It's in there.
Well, put that in here.
And I'm gonna use this power. I'm okay with
Good.
it.
Alright, is everybody's burner burning and crucible heating?
Yes. Now I'm just gonna break it down.
You have to do all of them, don't you?
What?
Josh, it's 21.006 grams.
Wait, what? 2.097.
Well, I just gotta put it down.
Got it? 41.
It cools a lot
my hand.
Close this high. I'm just holding it with my hand.
How do I make it easier?
Very, very hot. And so these look like they've cooled off and people scratch.
Wait, that shouldn't go there. This should go there.
Okay.
We don't have the metal there yet.
Don't get your hand here.
We just took that one off.
Yeah, never grab glassware that you've been heating without putting your hand near it and feel how much heat it's giving off. These things stay hot for a long time. Just bend it back and forth once or twice. Yeah, and do that, and get it into about maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces. Those are your pieces. These are from what? Other lab? With the middle in it? Okay. But we don't want all these other little steel wool crumbs or whatever that is in there.
And then we measure, what is
So y'all just keep it empty right now by itself.
Right.
And then when you cool it off, then we'll put well, we're gonna put it in the fire until it all burns up, until it all turns into.
that's where trial.
No. Trial 2 is if we get all the way to the end and start over with another piece of magnesium.
I wrote it.
Put it straight on the slab table.
I read it too.
And they stay hot for a long time. I mean, it's really, like, feel how much heat that's giving off. Don't get your hand too close to it.
Okay. And then the massive crucible is product that we measure.
That'll be after we burn it up.
Okay.
So that middle one, that number 2, that's at the very end of.
Yeah, and what's the massive crucible?
That's just the empty one by itself. Did you weigh it by itself? Okay. Well, after it cools, you can get that now. Because that difference between 1 and 3, that's your mass of magnesium that you're starting with, right?
Okay.
Just subtract that out.
Well, then we need to burn it first. Measure it. Get the mass of it. Why would you do that?
Well, this is a gravimetric analysis, so all these two lasers have to weigh it.
Well, we got 3 places about that.
So you do a physical test. So if you do this carefully and tediously, then you can get the right result. But I can feel the warmth.
Turn it off other way.
Either way.
Make use of our taxpayer money by burning all the gas.
Burn up all the gas.
Yeah.
You know how to set the container, you only put a couple minutes.
Even the procedure.
Yeah, all day.
So we can play with that. Are using up that little piece of flint.
But how is that possible? Like wider. Now, what's on there?
What, some kind of sulfur compound, I don't know. On the head of the match? Yeah, this is different, but if you have like a little fire starter, it's a big piece of.
I have a question.
Or maybe, you can buy a block of magnesium.
What was the point of hitting that before like we did?
Just to like dry it out, make sure it's clean and
Burn off the impurities.
free of impurities. So. Don't do that. So what do we do with this thing? That's just to light your button.
We use the lighter.
Because the counter was too cold. Yeah, I had that experience in high school. I pressure washed my Rocco at my grandfather's farm shop, and the pressure washer is hot in February. And the second the water hit the windshield of my car, the whole windshield exploded. It sounded like a shotgun. I was really upset because I just wanted to clean my car. I didn't want to like replace the windshield. So we do a lot of cooling and weighing it again, because the gravimetric analysis, like every little drop of moisture can throw off your result.
So if there's moisture in the tank.
Just in the chamber, just in the room. Well, we live in a really humid climate.
I thought a drop of water in there earlier,
Some of them I replaced with lid on today.
She said that was not good. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I know what it is. That's why I haven't watched it. This is a lot better. So you really can't get the mass on these until they're pretty close to room temperature. It'll still fluctuate a lot if you try to record the mass of it while it's warm.
So how do you cool it down?
You cool it like this.
You wait?
Can we like blow on it? That's what you really just have to wait.
Nice idea.
But it doesn't work. It really doesn't work great.
It must be pretty expensive.
Yeah, he said they were high. Okay.
Yeah, but slow down. Yeah, what they do is like when people have change request, they slow it down. I have, hey, you send me your lesson that I've used in 4 days.
Y'all burning yet?
No.
Sorry, give it a boost. Yeah.
Better one over there.
That water like gets rid of any.
That's why I used 150 degree west of that, and it has to. Why would I be able to do that?
Did y'all follow this stuff enough?
Oh, I rubbed it. She was rubbing. And we were trying to be productive. Oh my gosh.
give him my phone. I didn't know.
Slow your tongue, Brianna, I'll bring them back.
Okay.
It's still like burning.
Okay, well, I know that. I'm not telling you.
What about this?
Definitely not that. Don't do that. It's not where it's at.
How about
How about this?
Oh my God, no. Oh my God, and then we're
How about this?
measuring, and then we're done. And then first,
Oh, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. That sounded
and
kind
then
of
we're measuring us, pointing it on the line to it, and point of
No, not till it's all just
How about this?
grayish white ash.
and then we're putting out the stuff on.
We.
I get it. Don't grab them by the hoodie. There you go.
No, I was gonna talk.
Alright, is everybody's burned?
Yeah, so wait for Tom to calm down. No, like I guess like not like hot, but it's like
Yes, ma'am. When it's like not glowing at all anymore and it's just like dead white ash. Don't spill any of your product or your final formula will be way off.
make it thin.
No, it
Check it white.
isn't like
We're gonna let it cool for
And everyone's talking to
3 more minutes. How about that? You wanna let it cool for 3 more minutes? Or 2 more minutes? I don't even know if this is.
Alphabet soup. That's what it looks like. I don't know what the game is.
It's gonna take forever for us to.
Nippon.
Ours almost cool. And then we're gonna drop like big little drops of water. And then heat it again.
Yeah, they fix it with scotch tape and then they put water in it.
For 30 to 60 seconds.
Steel wool.
I'm gonna double water.
What?
She's the only one that thinks I just did this and she got scared.
Don't spark the
We don't
girl.
have to measure this, right? Like that?
No, when you add the water, we're not weighing it. We just have to. That just helps
No,
react out any.
like after it heats up, like the first time. Like
No, just at the final after we heat it.
That was a big one.
after you put the water in it.
A big what?
She made a really big spark.
You made a spark. Look, it just wouldn't follow me. We'll see. I'll review the video and see if it gets the audio. It's good for recording everything I say.
Hold on.
Okay, after you make
2 seconds.
the video I told you so bad. Oh, it's kind of, you know, like pennies that your hands sting.
Toast, yeah.
And then we're gonna do it.
So, alright, we're gonna cool.
campus and privately bad.
What that?
Now, take it off. 500 and 600 something.
I actually like it. I like it. It's really cool.
Okay, we're gonna wait 2 minutes. So it's 2:37 now. We'll wait. And then, that was a really big round. Get that ice cream. What are you singing about?
You should play Wake Me Up Inside.
All the time.
I love it. Y'all are earning ice cream for everybody.
I was at one night. I got back to the bed early. So I went to
Wait,
I turned off the light and she didn't crack it. She started reading her book. I was like, are you kidding me?
Frequency.
Oh, okay, no, we didn't. You ready? Alright, who's next? Right here. Gracie's got it. Hold on, my sister's are kind of heavy. Alright, Gracie wants to talk about her. What do you want to talk about? Her birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, we can do something. You turning 15 or 16?
16.
Okay, let's get
Oh
it.
god. You ready?
Okay. Goes out to you, Gracie. Okay. Gracie's turning 16 tomorrow. She's probably gonna party.
Alright, do it in front of the camera.
Goes out to you, Rodman.
You ready? My fingers are
Here we go.
the only thing that keeps me wishing.
Alright.
What are you singing about song? Coach Bradley?
I can't turn it back on. His battery died. Alright. Now, sing us a chemistry song.
Do the proton one. That one's going somewhere. But it's not hydrogen. Are you ready?
I don't know. Okay. Protons are positive. Neutrons are neutral. Electrons are negative. And they go outside of the nucleus in the electron cloud. And the rest go inside of the nucleus. And they form
I just had to tone you up because you're just like rapping.
Oh, for real, can we use a guitar when we do like our end of the year?
Who's it? Let's go to Faith.
It's cool.
No, slow this one down. Slow this one down for me.
Yeah. It's been a while. See, look, I'm
Go to the max of everything else. Turn your burner off.
What's this?
I want a song.
For lesson pain, you can run stuff with that.
Are you measuring?
Oh no, my hair.
You ready? He's dead dog.
I turned your burner off since you abandoned it.
I think our thing's cool.
Alright, go check it. She just went to the
We'll sing your song and we gotta go.
Yo, this was good.
Okay, has everyone added water to theirs and done the reheat?
Yeah.
So are we on the final? Y'all are not on the final.
Waiting for it to cool down.
Okay.
Like a lot.
Almost every group is on the final cool down.
You did everything else.
Just a couple of drops and then you'll reheat it.
How many? I did two.
You put a bunch of water in there, you're gonna have to heat it a little bit longer.
Does the new one work better, or does it use
I want a song next.
Okay, we have water. I put new flint. Hey, move more slowly than that around.
You drop it. It says view. I'm right.
Off the lead.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's talk. That was cool. We have to rewrite it because we can't just say it. We have to we can't have to do a different
He told us all the cafeteria that he is Yo,
I want to try to like light it with this.
You know what song I'm playing? That's what I heard. I wonder what to do with it, but I can do it. It's raining.
Is there behind the table? That's what I'm saying.
It's the table. I have a spark light on.
Okay, if yours is on its final cool down, let's make sure to shut off the Bunsen burners and start cleaning up. We're gonna clean up everything. It's turn to you. Did your Bluetooth on? Why is it calling you? It's really suspicious. No! Hey, I bet we don't have Is it raining?
Oh,
There's a bag of fuel and everything has a little spot.
It's not that responsive anymore.
Where's the bag of wood? It says it's still here. You're gonna dance dangerous singing?
I need to
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, now you decide to come find me. Now you decide to come find me. Clean up everything once your equipment is cooled off.
You guys down up and
Yeah,
side.
but not if they're still hot.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
You want to say anything
Matt
about
ain't
our
looking me up and
commercial
down, is it?
No.
Oh, now it's flashing. You can't find us.
We've been lost.
Can't find me. You distracted us.
Yeah.
Help.